gunned down. A woman allegedly shot and killed by her ex-boyfriend while leaving a home. The shocking news from Montgomery County. Truck fire in D.C., intense flames burning and a power outage in Northwest, not far from the vice president's residence at the Naval Observatory. We've got the latest. Hostages coming home. Some 20 people soon to be released from captivity after being held by Hamas for 2 years. The president is on his way to the Middle East. How local groups are reacting to the news. In the clear? Well, when the wet, windy weather subsides across the DMV and flooding happening now in Ocean City, Maryland. Look at the impact on the ground. Plus, we're tracking holiday season savings, the new offers to spend less before the major shopping rush. We're stretching your dollar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good Sunday evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Ben Dennis. We begin with new details tonight concerning Indeed. A murder investigation is underway in Montgomery County after a woman was allegedly shot and killed by her ex-boyfriend outside of a home. This happened on Imperial Drive in Wheaton just before 8:30 this morning. This is not far from Holy Cross Hospital. Investigators believe the 47-year-old woman was leaving a home when her ex-boyfriend came up to her and shot her several times. A witness reportedly told police about the suspect's description and what the car looked like that they were driving. Officers were able to find the man driving on Horizon Place in Durwood. Well, a police chase apparently went on and the suspect's car rolled over. He crashed. The man was arrested and taken to the hospital with minor injuries. He's in custody, but no word on the suspect's name or the victims. Stay with us as that develops. And we have just learned that one woman was killed after she was hit by a falling tree branch this afternoon in Prince George's County. This happened around 2 p.m. on Avalon Place. This is in the Lewisville-Chilham area. Police say they found the woman trapped under a tree branch when she was pronounced dead. Exactly what happened is still under investigation. In the district, a commercial delivery truck caught fire this afternoon in Northwest, right in the middle of the street. You can see the power lines strung all across, no way getting through. Why would you with those intense flames? Crews say it happened around 240 on 30th Street. They ultimately had to work to get those flames down. It threatened to spread to nearby trees and power lines. Firefighters say the Pepco is working to shut off live power and urge residents close those windows and doors because of the thick smoke. You're asked to avoid the area until further notice. Winds whipping. It's a wet one for Ocean City, Maryland residents and visitors. They are staring down flooding today. Look at this. After those choppy waves around noon before high tide, then the flooding started creeping in, taking on streets at the foot of the Route 50 bridge on the Bay side. Police then blocked an area near 17th Street and St. Louis Avenue. City leaders say that they are dealing with sustained winds from 35 to 45 miles per hour, plus 1 to 2 feet of street flooding right now. Locals are dealing with the coastal storm. Our Brittany Ward, meantime, is breaking down our forecast across the DMV. She's in for Scott Sumner.
Well, we are going to be holding on to a breeze as we head through the rest of your evening, and temperature-wise, not really going to be budging much, especially as we head through that 9 o'clock hour. Temperature is expected to hold on to the lower 60s. Overcast skies expected throughout your entire evening, and it's not until about 11 o'clock tonight that's when we finally start to see those temperatures dipping down into the upper 50s, with overnight lows on the mild side dipping down into the 50s across much of the region. 59 expected to be the low in DC, 57 as you head over there to Lexington Park. 51 though expected to be the overnight low there in Kaiser. So what to expect as we head throughout the rest of the work week? Well, we do have a slight chance of seeing an isolated shower heading into the overnight hours, but I do think most of the area will be staying dry, especially if you're west of 95. Tomorrow we do it all over again. The difference is we're not going to be as windy as what we saw today. Some showers will be possible as we head through your Monday. We start to dry things out though as we head through the day on Tuesday. So keep it here. We'll have a full breakdown of that forecast and what to expect coming up.
All right, Brittany, we'll see in just a bit. Happening right now, we are waiting with bated breath. Just several hours from now, Israel is poised to start welcoming home hostages held captive by Hamas for 2 years. A ceasefire in the Gaza Strip was agreed to by Israel just days ago, and President Trump right now is on his way to the Middle East. Our Dave Laval joins us outside of the Israeli embassy. Dave, I imagine there's a lot of anxiety and eagerness for families waiting for this reunification to happen.
Well, right now, what we can tell you is security remains tight around the Israeli embassy. It's been this way since the war started 2 years ago. Flags are planted for each of the Israelis killed during the fighting. More than 70,000 people have lost their lives in the 2-year-old war, according to the Hamas-run Gaza Health Ministry and Israeli Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Palestinians make up the overwhelming majority of those deaths, while roughly 2,000 Israelis perished. As you heard, we're waiting for word Hamas has turned over the 20 surviving Israeli hostages to the Red Cross. Israel, in turn, will release nearly 2,000 Palestinian prisoners and detainees it's holding. Representatives of both sides here in the DMV are celebrating the release during the first phase of the peace process.
We have such hope, but I think until we see those hostages being transferred to Israeli officials and back in Israel with their families, we won't breathe.
It's been 2 long years watching the genocide unfolding, and it's passed a long time to see an end to the genocide, to the suffering of people in Gaza, and the ethnic cleansing of the Palestinians also in the West Bank.
The Jerusalem Post reports the first hostages should start to arrive in Israel around 2 a.m. Monday, D.C. time. Some of the bodies of dead hostages are also expected to be returned on Monday. And as we told you, President Trump is on his way to Israel as we speak to meet with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and families of the hostages. We're live at the Israeli Embassy in Northwest. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, thanks today for staying on top of that. Coming up at 6:30, what's next for those 20 living hostages that are set to be released in the coming hours? Plus, we got a bird's eye view, a new one of what's left of Gaza and the toll of Israel's counterattack on Hamas. Well, the federal government shutdown is throwing a wrench into some major local events. The Taste of Nova Food Festival moved their venue from Fort Belvoir to Manassas. Organizers and vendors scrambled to relocate at the last minute. The original site was at the National Museum of the U.S. Army, but it closed because of the shutdown. This weekend's festival ended up being hosted at the Nova Live campus. And despite the change, organizers promoted visitors could expect the same food, fun, flavors from all across Northern Virginia.
Try to bring the community in Northern Virginia together any way we can.
Today was day 2 and the final day of the event. Federal workers were offered a gift, 20% off tickets to attend. And for continuing coverage, resources for families, and the latest on talks to get the federal government back open, go to DCNewsNow.com. Well, concerns linger tonight of possible physical punishment at one school in Southeast D.C. DC News Now has learned of allegations of corporal punishment at Boone Elementary. According to a recent DC police report, a student alleges when he did not put a library book away quickly enough, a staffer, quote, grabbed him by both hands, put them behind his back, slammed him against a desk, then walked him out of the library. But the staffer tells a different story. They say the student was being unruly, threw the book, and started tussling with other students before walking him out of the library.
Our educators, the people that we trust the most, be putting their hands on our students like what's being accused. That is alarming. Like, what is going on here at Boone? I'm really concerned, and I hope DCPS is going to be transparent in providing the community the information that we need to know in order to make sure that the community is safe.
DC Public Schools shared a letter from the principal to parents. It says the staff member accused of corporal punishment is on leave and will not report to the building during the investigation. DC police say that no arrests have been made and that investigation is still active. Tonight, there are new efforts in Maryland to raise awareness about domestic violence. Prince George's County leaders are working with nonprofits to help. And a survivor tells our Yamarisa Say the only way to end the cycle of violence is for everyone to get involved.
Police say overall crime is down compared to this time last year, but domestic violence still remains a concern. And with this new partnership between police and the sheriff's office, they believe they now have stronger tools to help victims.
Domestic violence is one of these things that typically happens behind closed doors.
Prince George's County has seen a 23% drop in domestic violence assaults, but a rise in more violent incidents and non-contact shootings.
So that escalation is happening, and people are being more violent towards one another, and it's not driven by gender because it's on both sides.
And it's not just couples, family members too.
Family violence, that's still happening between, loved ones in their home.
On Tuesday, Prince George's County Police and the Sheriff's Office signed a new agreement to work closely on domestic violence cases.
When they get these cases, they can actually hold the hand of the victim through the entire process. They can work with the families. They have more time to spend, more resources.
Jeanette Brandon is a survivor and founder of the nonprofit Together We Can. Each October, she hosts an event to spread awareness.
I want this event to be where you get a breakthrough, you're healed, and you get the knowledge and understanding that you're not alone. And always understand that just like me, you can get out.
Officials say ending the cycle takes everyone, family, friends, and community.
Is when you're in that hard place, and if your family member is in that hard place, sometimes they don't see an avenue out, and they need help. We have that help available.
Now, if you know someone that's a victim of domestic violence, you can visit our website, DCNewsNow.com, for resources right here in Prince George's County. Reporting in Upper Marlboro, I'm Yamarisa Say, DC News Now.
An important topic to be discussed, as is mental health. October 10th was Mental Health Day, but today, famous actress and DC native Taraji P. Henson held a mental health conference at National Harbor. Conference, Taraji P. Henson presented the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation, named after her father, who battled untreated mental health challenges. Henson says that she's been looking forward to this event and pouring back into the community.
I never wanted to just go away and make it. I always wanted to be hope. I always wanted to come back and pour into the community that poured into me.
This weekend's 5th annual Wellness Summit also featured famous artist Wale and Sherry Shepherd, focused on how they can ensure that no one suffers in silence. Amen to that effort. The Commanders are in prime time for Week 6. They will host the Chicago Bears at home tomorrow for Monday Night Football, and it's a rematch after last year's spectacular Hail Mary touchdown pass and win for Washington. The team is set to honor the Navy's 250th anniversary throughout this game. This is going to include a retired Navy SEAL who will deliver the game ball. They'll also recognize both fallen and active service members, along with celebrations for hometown heroes. Commanders fans, you're encouraged to wear black gear and urged to get to Northwest Stadium early for Monday's game. Why? Sellout. Red zone lots open at 2 p.m. All other parking zones open at 3. You can head in at 5. Good luck to the team. Still ahead, holiday deals arriving early this year. We're helping you stretch your dollar so you can start saving right now. And Penn State's head football coach fired. The Big Ten University with alumni roots in the DMV now looking for a permanent leadership replacement after a disappointing start to the season. 6:13 live look at the Ocean City Boardwalk. We know closer in town on Bayside, they're dealing with some flooding issues right now. Warnings of possible power outages with this coastal storm. We'll be right back, everybody.